On behalf of every watch geek, can I just say, there is something about Zenith. I always kind of thought Zenith wasn't for me. The pictures I saw on Instagram didn't speak to me, even their professional pictures on their website. I don't know, I just kind of thought they weren't for me. But then you see one in person, and it's game over. Hi, my name is Brittany, and today I have in my friend Mark's Zenith Primero. And I really hope he's not expecting to get this watch back. So Zenith is a newfound love for me. There was just always something about their watches that didn't speak to me. I appreciated them for other people, but for me they were just a bit meh. But it wasn't until I saw the Chronomaster in person that I realized how wrong I was. So when Mark asked if I wanted to borrow this watch, it was an emphatic yes from me. So the Primero Revival Shadow is an amalgamation of two watches, or as I prefer to call it, the sweet, sweet love child of the Zenith prototype Shadow and the Primero A384. On a side note, the Primero A384 is probably my favorite Zenith of all time, and the 50th anniversary reissue is high up on my watches to buy list. But the watch I immediately associate with this is the Shadow, which was a 1970s prototype with a manual wind movement, housed in a steel case treated with black PVD. What's weird is that this watch was never available to buy, but a few have popped up in the secondary market, but they're ultra rare. Now usually black on black on black isn't my thing. It feels a little bit too Sith Lord for my liking. But this I really like. I find it to be an enjoyable wear with the 37mm case, 12.7mm thickness, and it has 50 meters of water resistance. I do think it wears larger than the numbers would suggest. It feels a little bit more like a 39mm on the wrist. Maybe this is down to the odd case shape and the 47mm lug to lug. I don't know quite what it is, but I was definitely surprised by how large it feels on the wrist, and it curves really nicely to the wrist. Something I feel I need to highlight as well, for an automatic chronograph, 12.7mm thickness is impressive and makes it feel so refined. Another thing you notice about the watch is how light it is for an automatic chronograph. I don't actually know how much it weighs, my scales are broken right now, but I remember being really pleasantly surprised with the weight. If you follow my channel, you'll know I've been having a little bit of a hankering to add a titanium sports watch to my collection. I love the lightness and the temperature regulatory properties of titanium. I hate myself for saying temperature regulatory properties. I also very nearly said thermal efficiency. Jesus, who am I becoming? So titanium has a small thermal conductivity, therefore the heat of your hand doesn't transfer to the metal, which is what makes steel feel so cold. Like the original Shadow, the case is treated, giving this watch its dark case. Zenith calls it a microblasted titanium case, and it really does have a cool effect. Inside this watch is the automatic Primero 4061 movement, giving you 50 hours of power reserve. Something that I personally love about this watch is that it's a no date. One of the things that puts me off about the Primero A384 reissue is the awkwardly placed 4:30 date window. I personally think it looks far better without. In my opinion, the dial is flirting with being too busy, but it's not. It's just the right amount of stuff going on. And as always, we have to do some chronograph ASMR because these clickers, these pushers, sorry, I should say. Oh. It's better than porn. It really is. Before I get into some of my complaints about this watch, I really need to highlight how amazing of a brand Zenith is and how good of an experience Mark has had with them. So when he first bought this watch, the strap was just a little bit too long for him, so he got in contact with Zenith to ask for a shorter strap. They ended up sending him a shorter croc strap and the shorter cordovan strap as well, absolutely free of charge. And Mark says the customer service experience was just fantastic, which is just nice. It's nice to hear some companies still care about their customers and want to go that extra mile for them, especially when contrasted against some unnamed companies. It really sounds like Zenith wanted to go that extra mile for him so that he could enjoy his watch, which is class. I have found the Cordovan strap uncomfortable while wearing. I've had to wear it one notch looser than I normally would, or else it's quite uncomfortable. It could be just because this is a new strap, so I could be being a bit too harsh on it. But hey, I've almost always got a strap and bracelet complaint. Next, I feel like the 50 meters water resistance is just so disappointing. With a sports watch, I always kind of want that little bit of water resistance. It gives a watch that edge and pushes me over into wanting it. It's strange that it matters so much to me because I've literally been swimming twice in the last calendar year. I have no business to want water resistance as much as I do. I also feel really daunted by the price of £7,500. That is a lot of money, and I'm not quite sure if I'd want to pay as high as that for this watch. I'd maybe go as high as 6,000, but 7.5 does seem really high to me. But I might not be being fair either. You are getting a great watch with fantastic specifications and from a brand with heritage coming out of their eyeballs. So perhaps this is an unfair assessment. I wonder if you had a cheeky ask if you'd be able to get some discount on this watch. I don't know. It never hurts to try. Anyways, guys, these are just all of my thoughts on the Zenith Primero Revival Shadow. Whew, that is a mouthful. It's like a tongue twister. As always, I want to hear all of your thoughts in those comments down below. Don't forget to do all that YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And until next time, you beautiful, gorgeous, fabulous watch nerds. Hit 'em with the patron song. Ooh, patrons, this is a song completely in falsetto. I want to thank you for everything you do and helping me fund my YouTube channel. Yeah, Pope tier patrons, you rock. Woohoo.